Hello there, it's Ross here from Lamond Design. Just a little bit of a build guide for the DIY kits that I've just released. I will soon release to thonk.co.uk where you can buy them. That's about it really for that. We should get on to building it. I've pre-done one just to show you what it could and should look like, depending on how far you want to take the build quality. That's about it really. So first of all, we have all the parts, which are the base and the lid. We have the base sides, base ends, lid sides, lid ends. We have all your rails, your brackets, which were designed by my friend Matthew Goik, which are fantastic for keeping the case looking nice and smart. Square nuts that they come with, but obviously you can have threaded nuts in the future. All the hardware to put it together, all the locking devices, hinges. We have a nice handle with the bolts, and we also have the nuts which fit in these little recesses, which means you can just use one hand to tighten it all together, which makes it a little bit easier for yourself. And also these are a little bit extras, but these what you can use, as I tend to put tip top in my cases, is a 10 amp rated switch, a 5 amp rated Switchcraft DC power inlet, and these things are called Wagos, which are little distributors, which are really smart, really safe, and solve a very good problem, so you can star power your bus boards. So, and also one little thing, not much, but you actually get two different sizes of screws. One for your normal, which is a 6mm, and obviously this is DIY, and in the spirit of DIY, we use a lot of thicker face plates, so I've got 8mm ones as well. Tool-wise, to do all this, your very basic hammer, which hopefully most people should know how to use. A sander with a couple of different grades of sanding paper, 120 grit and 240 grit. Some wood filler, some PVA ultimate glue. You can use others, but I use this because it's very good. Your drill with a little 1.5mm drill bit. Your screwdriver drill bit. A hole punch, which I shall show you in a little bit. Pins, should you want to pin it instead of using clamps, which is, I'm going to use the pin method today because I think it just adds quite a bit of strength to it. And obviously something very safe when we get to the sanding. We have ear defenders, and obviously to stop the dust getting in your lungs, which is very important. Don't forget these, please. And just a little scraper in case you put too much glue on. I'll show you, take the glue off with a little bit of water, which won't damage the plywood, I promise. And that's about it really. So, thank you for that little bit, and we'll get onto the build in a minute. Right, so welcome back to the next part of this DIY build. We're going to do the base to start with. Now I did show you the 12U before, but we're actually building the 6U. And obviously the 12U has just a few tiny extra bits that isn't an issue. But I think the 6U is going to be the most popular one, so we'll concentrate on that. One of the things that I have done is, you see these little holes on a lot of the parts. These are just guides to show you where to put the pins. So obviously it's right in the middle of the piece of wood that you're nailing into, so you don't split it, it doesn't go sideways, etc. Some though are on the opposite side to where they should be, because obviously the CNC machine can only cut down the way, the machine that I get access to. But it just means you just drill the holes before you start. I mean, I'm doing this as a quick build, but you should take your time, make sure everything fits, be confident in what you're doing, and then do it. So, we have the base, get a little bit of dust, put it down flat. Now there's many different ways to do this. There isn't a right way or a wrong way to which bits you put on. Just take your time so you don't chip bits, and that's about it. So you put it in, and the reason I'm doing this dry, I want to show you to make sure it's doing properly. One of the key things about the base is, and if you get in here, is this lip here must be on the outside, because the way it's designed, the lid has the lip on the inside. Now Matthew Shaw can tell you all about that in a future video. Then we have the sides. Now what's very important is, if you see here, this is where you have your handle. Now the way I've designed it, is obviously tip top is generally what I put in my cases, but you could put IntelliGel, anything that utilises these holes, and if not, I can actually, by special request, I have a little template where I can cut it out for for PSU3 case power. So I have it on the left of the case because it's as little wiring as possible from the actual inlets to where the bus boards are, so you get the best power delivery. And then obviously you put this other one on. And you do it dry so you can get used to putting it all together. And as you can see, you know, it's sitting pretty good itself. So now what you do, very carefully take it apart again, knowing that you've got it right. And then we do a little bit of glue. And obviously, when you're gluing it, just remember which bit actually has glue in the bottom and glue on the sides. So when you put it there, you can see that this has glue in this bit. So, you know, just a little bit of glue in all of them. And then flip it over, a little bit of glue on the bottom. And one little tip as well is just literally, because box joints give you more surface area to glue, which is why they're stronger, you just put a little tiny bit on each edge, just here, so when you do fit it, you know, it's all, every single surface is being glued properly. And one of the reasons why I designed this like this is obviously for strength, because you'd be gigging with it, you'd be taking it to your friend's house, it's just convenient to actually put it in the corner and just grab and go. So now we've got this one, so we have here, and then we have this here. Now, see, one thing you notice is I'm still constantly checking myself. Oops, forgot that bit. Because at the end of the day, it just takes one lapse of concentration and then you may ruin your case. And we don't want that at all. So, always remember as well to do your side bits and the inside bit for the ends, because otherwise it just won't have the same tensile strength that you want. So here we go. And there. Now, obviously trying to think of things to tell you while I'm doing this is quite interesting. What I will tell you is take your time, because obviously once the glue goes off, then you're stuck with it. Now, yet again, I'm going to make this really important. Handle at the front, power on the left. And the reason being is there is a lip here. And then on the lid, if I can show you, there is no lip, because obviously it's going top to bottom. So let's just get out here. So, I suppose I could always be funny and start the debate between square nuts and threaded strips. I'll get everybody making a comment on this video. So we've got all this here, nice and easy. Oh, let me just bring this around here. See, and there you go. So the one thing I want to show you as well, which is pretty good, is you have just a little bit of overspill of glue in here. Now once we've pinned it, I'll show you how to get rid of that glue nice and easy. And obviously you check it, make sure it looks like square and smart and all good. Turn it over. And as you can see, you have all the little marker holes on the bottom. This is where you find you either borrow or most people have a drill, a 1.5mm drill bit, slightly smaller than the pins here, which I think these ones are 25mm. And obviously one of the reasons for drilling it nice, and there's strength, but if you make sure it's nice and square, put the pin in, and literally all you're doing is, use your thigh or whatever. Just one other thing is, don't wear nice clothes when you do this, because you may get bits of glue on yourself, etc. So you hold it nice and tight, and then that's it done. Go to the next one. And one other tip as well, you only want really the drill bit, try to figure out the word for that, drill bit, to go just past the thickness, because all you're wanting to do is use the hole as a guide to make sure it goes straight up and down. So there you go. So, and then you got this other one. And I'll do a few of them just to show you a few little tricks. So hold it tight, and as you can see, the joins are very tight. Obviously there's the tiny little holes where the same machine is to make the square, which we will fill them in a little bit. Now the one other thing I did notice when making these is sometimes the end bits just stick out. Now obviously you can use this bit here, but what I done was I put it on its side. And obviously by now you should sort of get an idea of where the hole should be by the ones you've done before. And this is a corner, so anywhere within that space can be hidden. So you just put a little pin there. As I said before, this is all about just taking your time, making sure that you get it right. And see, even experts get it right. So you take your time, get it back in line, and voila. And then you can now notice that every single one is right apart from that one. So go to that one, take your time, put another little hole in, and make sure it's all nice and tight. Oh, and careful with your thumbs, because it does hurt. Now that's obviously take care of the sides and the tops. You can put as many nails in as you want. It's up to you to what strength you want it to. But with the box joints and these basic pins, it becomes an extremely strong product. What you can do as well, obviously, the pins, the marker holes are on the inside of this piece. So you could have pre-drilled them before you put it all together. But obviously because that takes forever, and I want to try and get this to you quite quickly, is I know where to drill stuff. So what you do, put your fingers nice and tight, another little hole, hold it tight, and there you go. So that has now kept all that part tight. This is all tight. And what I'm going to do now, before I go on to the next bit, is I'm going to leave you for a minute, finish off this part, and then come back to you. Hi guys, welcome back. Obviously I've now pinned the areas that I feel necessary. You can put as many pins or as little pins as you want, but the more pins, the more strength, and it makes it quicker to build and quicker to use, because the pins are holding the glue in. The glue goes off in about an hour. If you've got clamps on it all the time, then you have to wait for the clamps, the glue to go off. There's loads of clamps. You can't get on with other stuff that you can at the moment, so I'll show you that in a little bit. But to me, one of the most important things, and I've done some sort of tests before with some clients to see how easy it was to build for somebody that can build stuff to a reasonable level, like IKEA furniture, etc. And other people who I won't name, but you know who it is, couldn't build a boiled egg. but that's still the easiest way to describe it. But he managed it. But the key thing to this whole build, I think, is the lid. Now, it's inverted. It's really important. It's inverted. So you don't build it like you built the bottom. You put it on the inside, like this. So I'll just do a dry run to show you. So see both sides, outside, inside. Now I could sound quite condescending, go outside, inside, out, but I won't, okay, I promise. There we go, and then, it's a bit like Blue Peter, isn't it? Here's something I prepared earlier. Right, so, you have it, and then, voila. Oh, show you the handle. It fits. And if you notice as well, when you do it, it's got about a mil slap either way. That's for your paint. Unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to Tolex it because the tolerances are too tight in the lid. I did think about doing that, but I think Tolexing is actually quite a hard thing to do. So I wanted to make it as easy as possible for everybody to have a go at doing this and to pimp it up how they like. So that's how it's done. What I'm going to do in the next 5 minutes is I'm going to excuse myself and I'm going to glue and pin this so we can get on with sanding and placing all the parts. Thank you very much. Welcome back to this DIY build. Just a little tip here. Obviously I've made the case, the inside. Obviously you're never really going to see it, but it's still good practice to tidy up and make things look good. So as you can see here, there's just little bits of glue. Now this is a scraper I bought, or you can use any square edge. You could use a chisel. Just obviously don't push in too hard because you'll end up ripping the wood. And literally, you know, just get yourself a cloth, and that's it. You know, it's up here. Just literally takes no time at all. Sometimes you may have to just make a little double pass. There's no need to have 1,000,000 gallons of glue seeping out thinking that it will be better. You just need the right amount of glue, which is you know, maybe 1 mil thick by the space that it is. And obviously if you put it on a little bit thicker, when it all gets glued together, and that's why it squeezes out, because you've put too much glue on. So just be careful of that, because at the end of the day you're just wasting glue. So let me just quickly do this other one. And realistically, if you can just see that there, that's just how much glue's came out of this one. So, you know, something just to be aware of. Now, the next thing, and this is another cool, well, I think it's a cool little thing, because obviously I would, because it's my product. When you put the lid on, you're obviously going to do a bit of sanding. What's cool is if you can somehow get access to a clamp, if you clamp it, so get it all nice and square, clamp it there. Now we're going to do a little bit of sanding here just to show you something. Obviously very important, mask, ear defenders, obviously put safety first. And then you need a nice little sander. Now what I tend to do is I use 120 grit first, which just takes off the edges, gives a nice smooth finish, takes off a lot of the glue. And I'll show you how to fill in the little holes as well. So you just put it on. Let me just quickly do this. And this is to get, oh, there's a nice little spider. Hold on mate, off you come. There you go. Never kill spiders. They kill flies and all other little bits. Do not kill spiders. So, anyway, just to show you how to do this little corner. Mask on. Yeah, I know it makes me look better. There's no point saying it. Sander. Switch on. So now, what happens is you have a nice smooth corner, which fits the radius of the corner, fits the radius of the, hold on, I'll do it the other way, of the corner. Obviously we're going to do that over, but the reason I'm trying to do the edges like this with the clamps is when you close it, it just looks pretty. Rather than doing it individually, where you can actually, with the sander, you can angle it ever so slightly, and then when you put two bits together, it's out by 1 mil or 2 mil or whatever. So it's just a best practice, and it makes it look a lot prettier for you. Now, while this is like this, obviously there's little holes from the CNC machine where it makes a corner, and if you're going to paint it, or even if you're going to dye it, then you want to make it look really pretty. So, a little bit of filler, and just, you know, go along, fill all the bits that you think are needed. And I'll show you one other thing in a second. Oh, this seems to be it. And if also, this is another good bit just to show you. So if there's a little bit of plywood pinged off, you know, life isn't perfect, sometimes these happen, then just, you know, put a bit of filler over it, let it dry, and then it's perfect. So I'll do this one side, because obviously it'll take forever doing it all and showing you it. But there's one other little trick I'd like to show you in a second. What's also good as well, most products these days are trying not to be solvent based. So, you know, always make sure that you clean your hands. Yet again, it's safety, good practice, just to get all that stuff off your hands, especially when you're going and doing other things. The one thing I'm doing is have a nice little hole punch here. I think it's maybe no more than 2 mil at the end. It's a flat end. And obviously where the holes are, which are mainly on the lid and bottom, is just 3 little knocks. Sorry about the spike in the sound, probably. And yet again, just, you know, so that's the sides done now. I'm going to wait for that to dry, and I'll also do the rest of the case. I won't do these bits, sanding bit shits, because I'll wait until it's all done. I'll do a bit of sanding and show you the desired level that I think you'd want to achieve, and then we'll go on to the next stage. Thank you. Welcome back. I've sanded all 4 corners preemptively. I've filled in all the spaces. Most fillers are adequate. I use, I don't even know what the brand is, Everbuild, but you can use anything. But the key is, it's a colour that's very similar to the plywood. So, should you dye it, it just looks nicer, you know. But obviously, you can paint this thing as well, and this is why we're filling all the holes so well and making sure everything's got a good base. So when we sand it, is so should you decide to paint it, yet again, it's going to look great. So basically, it's going to show quite a bit of how I sand the tops, the edges, the desired finish. I'll do a little bit, and then I'll stop. I'll finish it off, and I'll come back to you, because you don't watch me for 10 minutes sanding. So yet again, back to the old safety. So that's what we're aiming to achieve. As you can see here, it's nice, smooth, all the joints have went back to the same level, and as you can see all the filler has taken care of all the little holes. I put a nice bevel on it, yet again, it's, so the corner fits really nicely. And obviously the one thing, obviously I keep saying obviously all the time, but the one thing that you can do, which takes a bit longer, is you can hand sand it. You can not fill in the holes, it's entirely up to yourself because it's a DIY build and it's about you and the fun you have doing it and how much you want to achieve from it. So, you know, you don't have to have power tools. You could knock the nails in as long as you do them perfectly straight, because otherwise they pop out the sides. You know, you don't have to have all the tools, but I'm just showing you the tools that you can either borrow or buy that will make your job a lot easier and make the case fit as well as you can make it. The one last thing I'd do, if I was doing a whole case, is get a piece and just give it a nice little rub, and then just gives it a beautiful little edge on it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and sand the rest of this, then I'll bring it back to you and we'll look at the hardware, how to put it on, and just the easiest way to do things. Thank you. Welcome back. Obviously it's still me, Ross, nobody else. Don't know who you were expecting, but it's me. Just a little tip on how to sand these bits, the inside and outside bits. Very easy. All you want to do is just literally take off the bits that could possibly give you a splinter, just make it nice and smooth. You know, just make sure there's no little, what I call gremlins on the inside. You know, you could actually get yourself one of these blocks as well, which is actually quite good. I'll show you this. Is, you know, it's an edge, and then, you know, you can sand it, make it nice and easy. Do the whole thing. I'm not going to do it just now for you because it'll take too long. And then the outsides, literally do the outsides. Do the same with this. Just do the insides, just so it takes off all the little extra bits, pieces, and that's it. So you now have a lid and a base for your case. So well done so far in getting this far. Hope you find it a lot easier than what you thought it was going to be, because, you know, when somebody people say DIY, you think, oh, this is going to be a disaster, etc. But in the back of my mind, it was all about easy use and getting you a product that's affordable, not cheap, but affordable and really strong, that'll last you for as long as you need it. So now we'll go on to the furniture, which is obviously the bit of the build that makes it look super pretty. I have black. Always use black, but I can have silver. You can have any colour you want. You can paint the corners. There's the whole point about this, a little bit of the ethos behind it, is it's about you. It's about what you want to impart on it. Do you want to graffiti it? Do you want to put, I don't know, your son's picture on it? Do you want to put stripes on it? It's up to you. It's an individual thing. So, you know, don't think when you buy it, you've got to keep it as it is. Punk it up, make it look mad, and have fun with it. Corners. Well, you know, I'm not going to be condescending here. It's simple. Put it on. Now, you will get a bag with roughly 60 of these little screws. I think I've put in a few too many, just in case you drop any or you lose any. And there's two ways to do this. One is you get out the old trusty drill again, put a little hole in for just a, you know, couple of millimetres, and then I should have brought down 2 drill bits, but I haven't. There we go. Something I prepared earlier. And get your screw. Take your time, line it up properly, nice and gentle. And just always remember as well, because I get caught out, I've just done it here. It's at 16. Turn it back to about 4 or 5, because all you want to do is make sure that the screw goes in, because all it do is just hold the corner on. You know, it's not like it's like keeping a door on or whatever. So, you know, there's no need to go bashing about in it. So, one of the key things, obviously, this is the lid, so it's going to open that way. Here is the handle, so this lid has no feet on it and no feet on the bottom. So basically you're just going to think about where the, and I'm going to use the other technique I use, which is just literally to put the screw in. I'll even do it backhanded, little tricks for you. Hope I don't mess this up, I'll look really stupid, won't I? Nope, that one needs just a little bit more. There we go. So there you go, that's it, that's your corner. No, so that's the top, you know that, because that's where the handle holes are. Handles, the main parts on the bottom, just keep everything in your head so you know it's all right. So now you have a corner for the bottom. Now, obviously the bottom has feet. Well, that's how I designed it. So when you're at the airport or at your mates, you can actually put it down and you won't damage the case. So in one of the bags, you will find feet, screws and washers. Now the reason the washer's there is I changed these brackets, which are a lot prettier and nicer, but they're a tiny bit bigger than what the feet are. So if you put that on the bottom, you can paint them, do whatever you want them, it just gives that little bit of extra clearance, just makes it look nice and sweet. So you get, the best thing to do actually, before I forget, is put in a holding screw before you do anything. So put that one in, and that way it can't move. The screws for the feet are ever so slightly bigger, because obviously you've got a steel ring inside the feet which makes it hold and won't fall off. So take the longer screw through there. Now this is a little bit fiddly, and what I tend to do, and you gotta be careful with this because otherwise you push the thing through, the drill through, and hurt your hand. So you just gently do it so it pops in. Take your washer. Now, because I do this quite often, I'm going to do it like this, but if I were you, I would pre-drill the hole in this one because it's actually a little bit of a frame. And there you go. Put this one in here. Oh. And that is how you do the two different corners based on whether it's on the bottom or it's on the top. Now the other way is when you twist it over, you're now on the base. Obviously you know that that's the bottom, so you've got this one here. But this has got feet as well, remember that. So what to do is put a little locking screw as such to keep it in place. Okay, and then you're putting 2 feet on. So yet again, same drill. Drill, did you get it? Same drill? Never mind. Put it through. That's one of my better jokes as well. Jeez. No wonder the kids say I should stop telling jokes. And then obviously that one goes there, but you also now have one on the bottom. So you've got your, what I call the performance feet, because you've got to have it on its back when you're performing, wiggling away, having fun making some of these weird noises that we all seem to like making. And then obviously you have your feet for when it's all closed and you're transporting it. So yet again, this is going to be fiddly because I'm actually doing it the wrong way round because of the camera. So there you go. So top ones, bottom ones, just remember, take your time and think about where everything's going, and then that's what it sits like. So what I'll do is I shall finish off with the other corners, and then we'll move on to the latches and the brackets, and then the handle, and then it's pretty much done. Oh, we'll go do the rails as well actually, so see you in a minute. Right, welcome back again everybody. This is brackets, latches, handles and all other nice and fun things to put on. Now, on this batch, and it will change in the next batch, but on this batch there's a few marker holes that I wasn't too happy about. This is the reason for the video, is I'm going to show you exactly how to do it quickly, easy and properly, and don't worry about these brackets on the back of the case. Now you have to have your one part of the bracket. Now what you want to do is this bit here, you want to have in line with the split of the case. And also, there is, where the holes are, you want to just line it up with that. And just to give you an idea, it is 8 centimetres from the edge of the case to the edge of the latch. So basically just line it up and just put your screws in. Now if you notice one thing, everybody knows me, I haven't swore yet, which is quite amazing. A lot of you will get a laugh at that, but I'm quite proud of myself. But you know, as being Scottish, we tend to swear quite a lot, so thank you for appreciating that. So then, there's the other part of the latch. Basically, the easy way to do this is basically put it in, so it's locked. Get another couple of screws. Gently put pressure on the thumb so it stays, because otherwise it'll move. And that is it. I'll do the other one because it's actually very quick to do. But yet again, I'll talk you through it. Yet again, you want this line here, which is below the bar, and you want it in line with the split between the lid and the base. And 8 centimetres is what I measured it, so we'll put that. So slightly, there we go, so that's 8 centimetres. Line it up. One other little trick as well is if you have a screw, it's trying a magnetised one, because obviously as you can see it holds it, and it means you can do things a lot quicker and simpler. So yeah, again you get your, well, and by the way, I'll be honest with you, when you get your parcel, it may have a little bit of dust because I do work in a dusty place. All you need to do is clean it. You know, it's not hard, I promise you. But the dust is free. I don't charge for the dust, so don't worry about that. So let's put that in there. Now, if you've noticed, I have I can't remember the word for it now, a grip, just to hold it, just to make my life easier. You don't have to have it, I'm just doing it for the purpose of the video. So a lot of the time, I'll just put the first part on, which is here, and then put it together and just hold it in my hand, you know, because it just depends how dexterous you are. Dexterous, thinks dexterous, is that the right word? Dexterous for you? Yeah, I think so. So, now all we do is literally turn it over, and then we've got the front latches. Now what you'll find is actually quite a good point, is the latch here, it's a nice strong one, which has 3 holes, which sits there. But because of the way this has been cut in the CNC, the holes are on the inside. So what a little trick to do is, split your case open, see how it comes off as well. Well, that worked, didn't it? And then look, that's it, so you know for sure that that's done. Just put it there for a second. So if you now look on the inside, you will see some holes. What I tend to do is, because these holes for sure are guaranteed in the right place. So what I'll do is just quite simply, oh, that's not going to work well. Alright, so, luckily, I have another pack of drills, because I knew this would happen. So, this is actually quite a good way to show you that things happen. So, just take a pair of grips, take out the bit, make sure it's I will dispose of this carefully. I'll put it there for a minute, and I will now trustfully put in my new and improved replacement. And yet again, I shall do this one here and this one here. Now, the reason I'm only doing one hole, because once you put the one hole in, the other 2 line up, because obviously, see, that's obvious. Why do I say obviously all the time? I've got to stop that. So, now we'll change it back to the thing. Now, I could have brought down 2 drills, and just kept talking. But most people don't have 2 drills, so I'm trying to show you in real life how it actually happens, rather than just doing it quickly, you know. So basically, look, that hole lines up, all perfect. So you want to get your screw in there. Look, see? Even I can't get it right all the time. So just make sure that that's lined up and square with the edge, and then these are also very good, and I would like to give quite a bit of credit to Eastwick cases for a lot of the hardware, because I used to do the carcasses for them, and they were fantastic build quality, and I spoke to Simon and said I was going to use some of the stuff and showed it, so big shout out to the Eastwick boys, because you know I love you to death. So we have your 2 blocks on now, which is cool. Back to our lovely lid. So put the lid on. And now here's a little trick. You should really use a pencil at this point, but because I know what I'm doing, I won't. These are really strong, really strong. So you don't want to have too much pressure, because it just bends the wood. So what to do is you put, when it's closed, right, and you put it up against it, just bring it out a touch. Oh, not that like that, but just a touch like that. I'll get it right eventually. There, okay. But obviously on the next batch I will have better holes to show. It's actually really hard as well, drilling things back to front, but it shows you a lot easier. And then obviously pull it out, it flicks over. Ta-da! I just want to say ta-da all day. I want to say that, but I have to wait for something good. And do the same again. And it's all, as you've probably noticed, starting to take shape. So lift it out, pops over, and as you can see when I turn it, it's not too much pressure, just enough. And there you go, look, you have a nice lovely box. So pretty much to finish it off, we have a handle. I always find that handles are really useful for carrying things. I thought I would have got a laugh at Matthew there, but obviously not. So the thing with the kit as well comes a free plastic bag. Please dispose of safely. A really nice handle. You can see at the back is where it's been finished off. So if that goes in the bottom, and what I tend to do is just give just a little bit of shape to it. It's up to you. You can have it straight if you want, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to show it straight. So it's like that. You have an Allen key for the bolts, and then you have 4 locking screws, which you will notice fit the spaces inside, so you can just use one hand to tighten, one hand to hold. So I'll put it that way. You have 2 really nice little chrome fittings. They go over like that. Take one said bolt, put it through. Allen key. I hope this works first time. I'd be really impressed if it does. Oh, so there you go. So you push it into the recess. Ta-da! And that's it. So rather than getting 2 or 3 tools or a pair of grips and a pair of this and that and the other, it just makes life a little bit easier for you, a little bit quicker, so you can get back to wiggling or doing the dishes or making the dinner, you know, whatever you do. No, I won't sing. That'd be unfair on me if I sing, wouldn't it? And as you can see, sometimes doesn't work, sometimes it does, so you persevere. Last one. Here. It's fiddly, the inside ones. I will make no lies on that. Now I'll show you something. This isn't working. It is, but it's not. But I'm going to show you something. So when you're putting the nut in, obviously make sure it's square. But what you can do is give it a little tap. You know, you're not going to hurt anything. You're not going to damage anything, and just makes life easier for you. Because you know, it's not. Nothing's perfect in life, is it? Right. So they're loosely done. So square it up. Be happy with where it is, and literally it just needs a couple of turns. Come on. And then you have a handle. We're going to just keep on going rather than stopping for the next bit because it's just as quick. We're going to go on to the rails. Now the rails, vector rails, they're called TS209s for you DIYers that want to buy them yourself. They're very expensive, so best of luck with that. I have the brackets, which I said yet again, I think they were designed by Matthew Goit to complement these rails, and also I give a bit of credit to this little hole here to the guys at Earthenvar when they made their brackets, which was a fantastic idea, and I want to thank them for that. So that's awesome. Now, put this here. Putting these on is actually very easy, but you have to just remember a few things. You'll have a bag. You will have a bag. Yes, you will have a bag with the screws to hold it on, the locking nuts, and the little screws to put it into the case. So you take the big one, the big screw. Yet again, if you have the magnetic thing, it makes life a lot easier. Put it through the hole. Come near the edge of something, like a table like that, line it up, and very gently. Now, I'll show you this. See if I can do it here. Here we go. Now, if you have something that's square, and you have two things that are square, and you just keep it down, and tighten it, it won't go mad, right? So, that's the easiest way to do it. And then, I do have a drill for this, but you're going to have this Allen key, so I should do it in real life. I just want to show you a little trick, because otherwise you'll get very frustrated when you do what I think a lot of people do. They put the rails on the wrong way. So, do this next one, but always remember as well, with the rails, that the flat end goes to the outside, and the inside space runner goes to the inside, otherwise it won't match up with the brackets basically. Now, what I tend to do, because it's my way, is I do it to about there, and then I turn it around, make sure it's just flat and square, and then so square, you see. Yet again, I'm only going to do one set of rails, just to show you. Now, the little trick I'm going to show you in a second is regarding the other bracket, and I've done this so many times, it's so annoying that I have to not let you do it. Remember, your locking pins have to be at the back, because if they're at the front, they will foul your threaded strips, or they'll foul your square nuts, yeah? So, when you're putting this other bracket on, you're going to make sure that the holes, because the locking brackets are at the back, so make the holes are there, but you make sure that these are going that way. Sorry, these are going that way. That the main holes fit, you see. So if I just turn this around for a second to fix it, and I shall show you once I've done it. Didn't like that one anyway. Right, so if we put the locking nuts in here, you'll see what I am on about. And I have no idea, but these little locking nuts are actually called dog tooth locking nuts. No idea, because they look nothing like a dog's tooth, you know. Okay, so one thing you would notice as well, this is a tiny thing, but sometimes they're off slightly. See this here? Oh, you do. Just the tiniest bits. There you go. Then it's square. What you will notice though is all the locking nuts are actually at the back. Now if you forget and you turn this round, the locking nuts are going to be one set there, but one set there, which means it will foul the threaded strips or the square nuts, and your modules won't fit properly. These have little cut-out holes, and I supply the square nuts. Literally, you put them in, they slide down, put them in, slide down. A good way to put them in is with a toothpick, believe it or not. You sort of put it in and then you can use the toothpick to pull them along. If you try and use a small screwdriver that's magnetic, it keeps a hold of them. So when you're trying to push them along, it keeps them following the screwdriver. So don't use a magnetic screwdriver with these, okay? So, rails, case. So, oh, sorry. So, as you can see, they fit pretty damn well. It's quite hard to do this backwards, but I shall try. Let's fix this first. So, just a little bit of gentle massaging. I'll show you that because that's the way things happen. So, what I tend to do is use the bracket as a spacer. Obviously, because I have a million brackets here. But you can use a piece of wood, anything that's lying around the house that's flat that you can use for each corner. So you've got it like that. And also the key here is you can have this rail as deep as you want. So if you want to have triple stacked stackables, put it right down to 45mm. But I'm putting it like this because the lid is 45mm deep, which is enough for a normal patched system. So, you know, yet again, this is DIY and it is up to you. So I've got these level, quite happy with that. And in this same bag, we have these little screws that are the perfect size for putting it in. So very gently, put it on its end. Just line it up. There's one. And two. Then flip this over. Find your level with this side. And then always just keep an eye on how things are doing. Yeah, so I'll turn it in a second. I'm just trying to get it right. So there you go. That's your railing. Simple as that, you know. And really, it's rock solid. I mean, we are like rock solid. That's the whole point of this. So I won't do the other ones because I'll leave you the joy of doing that. That's basically your case just about finished. Apart from what I like, little L-shaped things. L-shaped because they're L-shaped. You know, it was going to catch me out there. So put them on the ends. You don't have to put these on either. It's a little bit of strength, just a little bit of design. I usually have them about 1mm from the edge of the case. I'll just do one just to show you. Or I might do two just so you can see the... In fact, I'll pull out the 12U. So that's that one. And while I'm doing this, I'd like to say a big thank you to Darren Ager and Andy Williamson for getting me into modular, and obviously Matthew Goik, who I love dearly, who gave me permission to make his cases, so I've even got to the stage of doing a video about my own DIY case, which is pretty damn freaky actually. And obviously Mike McGrath for letting me use his website to promote my goods, who I've now become fantastic friends with. I just want to say thanks to these guys, and before I finish, thank you to Ben and Matthew for coming down with their time, their expertise and all this amazing equipment to help me out. So I'd really appreciative of these guys. And also, last but not least, my wife. God, how she puts up with me, I do not know, but she's a wonderful woman, beautiful woman, and I thank her to the end of the earth for all the opportunities I get with her. So now we put the lid back on. Let's lock this baby up. And, well, there you go. There's a 6 case for you. I can't think of anything else that can help you. So let's just move this to the side. And this is also, because I know that someone asked, this is what a 12U case looks like with all the L plates on it. L plates, L brackets. Price wise, $180 for this, plus VAT if you buy it through Thonk. This is $280. As you can see, you get everything. You get the rails, you get screws, you get different size screws for your modules, and you get my support and help at any point. I'm always on Skype, I'm always on FaceTime, and you can call me. You can paint them, you can leave them, just as long as you have lots of fun with them, basically. That's the bottom line, a lot of fun. So thanks for watching this. Any other questions, feel free to message me or give us a call. Thank you very much.